I like the Bulls, and I like what I saw from them. And since trading Zach LaVine, they're 9-10, which not a great record, but that with their rebuilding team and they're 500.
Yeah.
Giddey in the last 19 games, he's averaging 19.6 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 63% true shooting.
He's getting 30 a year.
Coby White is averaging 24, 4, and 4, 60% true shooting, basically. And Mataz, who had his career high, he had 31 points. In games that he's played 30 minutes or more this year, which have been 7, he's averaging 19.6 points per game. There's only been 7 games that he's played more than 30 minutes this year, and he's averaging close to 20. I feel like the Bulls have something brewing here. They don't they own their first round pick with the trade that they made when they traded Zach LaVine. So now it doesn't matter if it's within the top 10, anywhere within the lottery, they're going to own their pick. I think adding another young player to this core is pretty promising. I think Josh Giddey is a good player. And I think Mataz Buzelis, he's kind of been robbed of being in the Rookie of the Year race. I think if he had opportunity all year long, he would probably be Rookie of the Year right now.
Yeah, it's just when you're in Chicago and no one's paying attention to you and you've just been asked for like the last 5 years, no one's really going to pay attention.
Stefan's also been hooping.
Castle's been good too. Yeah, I will say, I think, what was I going to say? I don't remember what I was going to say. I don't know.
Love that for you, Dels. That's okay.
Castle's been hooping, and Ricochet's been extremely efficient. And
he's just hitting his shots.
Hey, listen, as a rookie, that's like the toughest thing for you, like being efficient, and he's been uber efficient. So, Mataz, but I do agree. He probably should have got more minutes, but remember, they had Zach for damn near the whole half of the year. So, he's taking a lot of those minutes. But, Chicago's finally looking all right. It's just now, who are you going to draft right? You're going to bring in this guy. How are you going to fit him? You're giving Josh Giddey $30 million. I told you that. He's getting $30 million.
Are you ready to admit it wasn't a bad trade for the Bulls? Trading Caruso for Giddey?
Trade for the Bulls.
I'm at, and I've already admitted it wasn't a bad trade for them.
I don't think I can.
And I think in hindsight, from what I've seen from Giddey, you got a promising player who's young, who's playing like this. I think that's better than like a 2027 first round pick.
Trade because you could have got picks on top of Giddey. You could have over-capitalized on your hand of Alex Caruso and a bad player at the time in Josh Giddey.
Who do we think Caruso is?
The thing was,
I think you could have got more.
Universal, you could have gotten more for Alex Caruso.
I don't think I'm ready to say.
Zach LaVine, that trade, they got less promising young players in that trade than they got in the Caruso trade.
It also makes sense. Zach LaVine's making over $40 million a year.
Yeah, Chicago, they're not smart.
They extend Caruso. Obviously not getting 40, but
I don't think I don't think. Nah, I need like another year or two.
So this isn't a good trade for the Bulls still.
No, you give them credit because he's been hooping.
I think in year one, it's definitely a good move. Like as it looks today, it looks fine. To Rip's point though, if you give Giddey $30 million and he regresses to like, oh shit, yeah, this guy can't do anything unless he has the ball in his hands. Now you're like,
But he's their point guard.
No, for sure. It's
but if you talk about they get a top 10 pick, is he going to be the point guard? Like,
there's a lot of big men in this draft that are good.
Name 5.
Also, the player
Derek Queen, Maluach. Those are the top 2 in their range.
Also, Chicago can't fuck around and put up 140 in a playing game, man. They need a lottery pick bad. You can't have them playing this well against the Magic or the Hawks or wherever they're going to play.
As long as they're not a top 8 seed, they'll get a lottery pick.
I know. But if they have a hot shooting night, your boy Giddey keeps on doing this. They might get in over in Orlando. Who knows?
We keep talking about the money with Giddey, but just off of how he is playing,
no, for sure.
He is a good, productive player.
What's his total stats for the year? Because that's usually how you get paid.
He might be like at 14, 15 a night. I think it's closer, maybe like 14.7, 14.8.
Right now, I'm going
right
now.
Also, I will add that Oklahoma
14, 8, and 7.
The player Oklahoma City got is an integral part as to why they are the best defense in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it was a win-win trade. Usually when you make a move for somebody, the move isn't to fuck them over. It's to have win on both sides. And OKC got what they were looking for.
56 true shooting.
Giddey wasn't a player in their rotation that was functional for them. They got Caruso.
It's 56 ass.
I think it's average. I think it's average.
He's shooting
I was going to say,
38% from 3,
it's okay.
47% from the field.
And
No,
for the
30 is not
Bulls, they
great.
just got a young player that, hey, listen, we saw him in his second year, average 16, 6 and 6, basically. We're going to give him a chance to see what he can do. And he's playing well for them, especially since the Levine trade, when he's had the ball more, he's thriving. But I
Okay.
think of the three, Mataz has the highest ceiling to me. And I think Mataz, we've been robbed of what he could have been all year long, because I think what he can do off the dribble, the bounce he has, I think it puts a lot of stress on defenses.
He's still not this great 3-point shooter, though.
No, he's not.
I'm curious because Joel, you're very hype on this Giddey thing. What do you think he can be? Like, I'm actually just generally.
I think he could be a solid point guard. I
Like,
think
if they're a playoff team, what's Giddey's role?
The point guard.
Is he still starting?
It depends on what he develops into.
Well, I'm asking, what's the ceiling? What do you think he can be?
Well, I think he can be like an 18, 6 and 6 player, and I think he could play well. I think the reason why in the playoffs he couldn't play was because of the defense and because of his outside shooting. If he becomes a good shooter, a consistent shooter, not even like a great shooter, just 36% from three, he can be functional in the playoff rotation.
Has he shown you to be that shooter?
This year he has, yeah. He's shooting 36% from three. He's at 38%.
No, you need more than 30.
On the year, he's at 38.
Yeah, since the Zach LaVine trade, I think he's at like 46% from three. He shot the lights out the basketball. I don't think that number's sustainable at all, but I think 36% or up is sustainable for him.
We're saying 36% and is enough to keep him on the floor in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's plenty of players who shoot below that or around that, and they're in the playoff rotation. Well, Caruso is going to be in the playoff rotation.
Out defense. So
yeah,
Caruso has really, from where we started to where we're at right now, significantly improved his jump shot.
Jaden McDaniels, he's somebody too.
Defense.
Yeah, they're role players, but name point guards that could do it. I mean, John Morant has never shot well from three. Well, in the Lakers series, he did. He shot 40% from three there.
He shot 40% against Golden State too.
No, this guy Giddey had 1 month that really boosted his 3-point.
Are you telling me that a player that shoots 36% from three is unplayable in the playoffs?
Not unplayable. No. I was more trying to figure out where the number was to make him useful, because like it'll maybe give him minutes, but would it make him?
I don't think the number matters.
25.
Well, what made him not useful?
If he's shooting 36%, I think people are still going to treat him the same on defense.
Well, of course,
get respect no matter what.
RJ Barrett played well in the playoffs, and he wasn't a respected shooter. I think the reason why he didn't fit in with OKC is because SGA has the ball in his hands, and so does J-Dub, and they're clearly better players than Giddey. Giddey needs to have the ball in his hands to be successful. He's not a spot up player. He needs to have the ball. He needs to have freedom. He needs to make decisions. He's really good in transition. He's really good at inbound passes. There are things that Josh Giddey excels at, but when you have players in front of you that do the same thing, it's really not going to show. So I don't know what he's going to be with the Bulls. We don't know when is the next time they're going to be in the playoffs, but I think that he can be part of this young core moving forward with him, Coby, Mataz, and whatever lottery pick they draft. I think Giddey can be an integral part of what they're building.
Okay. Shout out to Josh Giddey.
We'll see about that 3-point shooting. We'll see.
No, since the Zach LaVine trade, it's been unsustainably hot.
The month of February really was excellent, like too excellent that it got him to where he's at right now. Because when where he was starting at, it was not great. However, as he's gone on throughout the season, he's improved. That's all you can ask for. But the only reason, that's why I say I'm a little bit hesitant, is again because we've seen it so far in this month of March not look the way that it did in February, which I agree with you, like you said, was unsustainable. But you hover around this 36 mark. Everything you're saying, Joel, it has strong basis.
Are we counting a play-in game as a playoff game?
I'm very vocal about yes. I've said that repeatedly nonstop. I think the play-in is a playoff atmosphere type game. It should count.
That's a tough question because, like, what if it is like what if you have a playing game, right? And it's a game for a young player, but it's like a playing game against Chicago. Like, I'm not going to judge your playoff resume or like judge how you are off a playing game like that. So I guess it's team dependent for me. So
is it a high leverage situation in your opinion?
Yeah, but I think so are some regular season games. Like, I feel like they have the same vibe as some.
Some don't kick you out of the postseason though.
That's a fact. That's why it's team dependent for me.
I mean,
Like,
that game against the Lakers was high leverage. You're playing in LA. LeBron's first game back. You put up 145 or whatever it was. It's a high leverage game.
I think Josh Giddey, I don't know if it
With
was against the
reach.
Pelicans or the Timberwolves, but in the play-in 2 years ago, I think he was the best player on the court in the play-in.
I don't even remember. So you might be out.
Wasn't
It's
Brandon
hard-
Ingram?
It's hard for a play-in, man.
I thought
Especially
Brandon.
if you lose and it's one game and you were either amazing
bad.
or terrible, and I have to base it off of that one game. It's tough to call it just off that.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot just how long ago or when it was, because the play-in stats are not
They don't pull up.
readily available on the
No, 'cause
internet.
the NBA doesn't count it.
Yeah,
kinda
I don't know
fucked up.
why. It
Hilarious.
makes no sense. It should be
It is
counted.
kind of weird.
I guess where I'm at with Giddey is that I think he's a young player and has a chance to grow. I mean, all the things that we say about Giddey, can't they also be said about Scoot Henderson and his improvement this year?
I mean, Scoot has got shitted on.
Yeah.
But this year, I think he's given us optimism that he can be a good player because he's improved.
I think he's given people like faith again. You got to remember where people were before this stretch. Like they thought he should be out the league. I think it's a difference between saying Scoot's improved. You know, Scoot is playing really well. We're starting to have hope again, and just calling him an outright star again with potential. You still got to wait and see for that again. Your adjustment, like your whole career path, kind of changes when you get to the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, Scoot's also in year 2 was a top pick in the draft. Giddey's in top, year 4, right? Year 4, year 5,
Something like that.
year 4.
Year 4.
And like on a Chicago team that's rebuilding that isn't looking at him as like any face of the franchise that Scoot's probably looked at. So the pressure is different. I mean, you can make the argument Giddey's is having a more impressive season, a bigger jump from last year than what Scoot's doing.
I finally got the numbers in the plan. Okay, 123 to 118. OKC beat the Pelicans. Giddey had 31 points, 9 rebounds, and 10 assists.
There you go.
Yeah, in that game.
Playoff
So if he
rise.
does it again this year, is he a playoff riser?
Play in
Play-in
tournament
riser, I
Giddey.
should say.
Don't ask me about his Timberwolves numbers. They weren't very good.
I think the whole team didn't play good against the Timberwolves.
No, they didn't. Overall, they choked. But I'm surprised, Riv, you're not trying to hop back on the Bulls bandwagon, not because of Giddey, but you're watching Mataz Buzelis play. And, I mean, Mataz Buzelis looks like he's going to be a good player, man.
They've been doing well since I left. I wish them the best. I wish them the best.
Are you bought in on Mataz?
Sorry, if one of your players goes to the Bulls, are you back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, who? Who's the player? Depends on the
I don't know who are your players in this draft.
I'll make that tweet soon.
Okay.
What's your question?
What's your stock on Mataz? Are you buying stock in him? I am.
I think he's one of the few stars I see in this draft. Like I see Castle, I see
I'm
him,
with you.
and there was a third one, but I like my mind is racing
Khalil?
right now. Who?
Khalil Ware?
Yes. Those are the 3. So you got a couple really good players and stuff like that, but those are see as the 3 stars. So
Yeah, Buzelis does feel like one of the few that has like some upside that's beyond a role player. Well, I mean, I don't know. He might not turn into anything, but just what you're seeing this rookie year when he gets the opportunity, he shows flashes.